Welcome back, everybody, to A&D the Banker Show. I'm so excited to talk about today's video because today's video is about the Costco's earning report reaction from me. All right. This is one of my portfolios. I consider it a pretty decent sized portfolio for myself, and a company that makes up a big chunk of this portfolio, of this 58,000, is going to be my Costco. All right. So if you look at here and how much Costco makes up of my portfolio, it is 36% of my portfolio. You can definitely imagine I care a ton about Costco earnings. All right. Let's get into it, see what's happening. All right. Just off the bat, you can see here that for the Costco earnings per share, they beat it by 1.41%. All right. The expected earnings per share was 5.08. They reported 5.15, was a surprise beat. However, on the revenue side, they actually were not able to beat it. All right. They made $79 billion in revenue. That's wild to me. That's completely wild. And they missed the expected revenue by less than 1%. It wasn't enough for me to sell out of the stock. I could totally forgive Costco for that. The main information about Costco that I did want to go over, the type of statistics that made me bullish on Costco. All right, let's take a look at this. The revenue came in a little bit short. All right, I'm fine with that. It's still a profitable company. I'm happy with it. But the same store sales year over year. All right, this is the part that is very interesting. So in the U.S., we had 6.3% year over year same store sales growth. That's amazing to me. Canada with around 7.9, and internationally is growing even faster. Right? That's one of my bull theses I have for Costco when I bought into it. That not only are they going to expand in the US, they're going to be building more stores internationally. And more stores, like, for example, in China, where they have a lot more people, they're able to profit more. And that's my bull thesis for Costco. Now, when we look at the e-commerce growth, their e-commerce, I didn't realize that Costco e-commerce was growing by this much, actually. This is information that Costco is a company that just constantly seems to surprise me pleasantly, of course, happily, but growing by 19.5%. Was under expectation of 19.6%. But hey, 19% growth on the e-commerce, on selling stuff on their website. That's amazing to me. And then the membership fee revenue, it did miss by $0.03 billion. So it was at 1.51 billion. Now, when it comes to the membership, even though the membership prices were raised in September of this year, this earning report does not reflect the new price, the newer, higher price Costco membership. That'll be for the next one in December. So I want to make sure people are very well aware of that. Now, when I invest in the Costco, a lot of people ask me, like, Andy, what is your bull thesis? Like, why do you invest in Costco? All right, what type of statistics that made you really bullish on Costco? There are a couple. The first one being a fun fact for you is that out of 100 people that sign up for a Costco membership, the next following year, 93 of them are gonna re-sign for another membership. That type of retention rate is even better than Netflix. It makes me think of Costco as like a better company than Netflix, without the debt, right? Without having to borrow money like Netflix does. Another statistics about Costco that I really, really enjoy is that when you shop at a Costco, they try to sell you the items as cheap as possible. All right, what do I mean by that? Their margins on average is about 11% as compared to the competitors who, the main way they're making money is by selling the items as expensive as they can. So their margins can be as high as 25% or even 50%, right? Because that's their money maker. That's how they make money off of the clients. Whereas for Costco, they want to provide a value and make the money off the membership fees. Another thing that Costco does not have to deal with, that other retailers have to deal with, is something called shrinkage. Something called, essentially theft. When I think about other retailers, whenever I go into those shopping centers, I see a lot of security guards. All right. And some of them have real security guards. The real security guards with like, you could see the items that they're holding. They have full equipment. They have the body vest going on. But when I go into a Costco, there was one time I did see a security guard and it's like only one. It's, and that's the nice thing about Costco has when it comes to shrinkage, which is that a lot of the items they have are bulky. A lot of the other retailers are still, dealing with the problem of shrinkage, but with Costco, if they do catch somebody that has, is trying to do shrinkage or theft in their stores, they can easily cancel their membership. Right? Or not even cancel their membership. If you don't have a membership with Costco, you can't even get in. That type of business model, I love, and it's just a slow growing compounder. Now, you might be wondering, the 6.3% US same store sales growth. Am I happy with that? Year over year, 6.3. I am, I am satisfied. Right? I tell myself not to be so greedy. I know that when I invest in Costco, I'm not investing in an Nvidia. I'm not expecting, 100%, 200% year over year growth. But this is a company that I remember back in 2008, still busy. Back in 2020, I had to wait in line to get into Costco in 2020. And that is the type of stuff that I remember in 2020. It's like, wait, all these other stores are closed. All these other businesses are having a hard time. But with Costco, they're actually, got increased business during difficult economic times. It made me very, optimistic on the stock. And it's one of the reasons why I bought into Costco back in 2020. I've been holding it for about 4 years since. Now, there are other news on the market that I do want to talk about. And these are the Chinese stocks that's been happening. And the Chinese stocks, if you guys weren't aware, they've had a recent big jump in price because the government is doing their best to make stimulus plans to boost the economic traffic in the country. As a result, a lot of companies, Alibaba, the Tencents, the PDDs, they went a ton in the stock market. Now, a lot of people during the live stream on the TikTok channel, they asked me like, Andy, are you gonna buy into the Chinese stocks? And my thing is this: I try to my very best to never chase into the next shiny object, because before the Chinese stocks, it was Nvidia. Before Nvidia, it was Kava. Before Kava, there's Tesla. There's always the next new shiny thing that's on the market. My thing about it is I try my very best to never chase that shiny thing. Currently, I see a lot of the Chinese stocks doing very well, performing very well. I will not be getting into them. I will not be buying into these stocks. Now, I might be a little bit biased into this, but when you look into the companies that I am currently invested in, they're mainly all based in the US. All right. And the reason for that is I might be very biased, but I believe US has the best stock market in the whole world, right? Does that mean that you should only invest in US stocks just because Andy said so? Of course not, right? But this just comes down to personal preference. Like some people I know only want to invest in treasuries, right? Treasury bonds. That's fine. Some people only want to invest in international stocks. That's totally fine as well. But just in my personal opinion, I'd rather be investing in companies that are in the US, and I just don't prefer taking additional risk like geopolitical risk, geographic risk. Those are the type of risks I wish to not include in my portfolio. And as a result, the four that I have right now, Microsoft, Chipotle, Costco, and Google, I'm very happy with their performance. I'm very happy with how they're performing. I look at my 1 year graph, 28% 1 year growth. I'm extreme now. I can't be expecting it to be every single year, year over year, but I see these four companies, and the main theme of my companies is that they provide value to their customers. Whenever a customer of theirs do business with them, they feel like they're getting a good deal out of it. And that's one of the main reasons why I invest into these four. And that's my thought process on the Costco earnings and the Chinese news stocks that's been just rising up, you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. I will have more videos coming up on YouTube, coming up on the TikTok, doing the live streams, and I'll see you guys on the next videos. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.